Happy birthday, Archie. And tonight, we're going to critique the reading of Meghan Markle. She's reading him a story as he celebrates his first birthday. Before we begin, notice that he's dressed in his underwear. Now, I was just reading by chance about Siddhartha, the birth of who would become Buddha, and his father, the king, insisted he have only silk and beautiful clothing next to him. And here's Shelby to watch with us. Yeah, no food here. So, when you're reading a story to a child, do you maintain eye contact or do you look at the camera? Now, if you're an actress, you probably look at the camera, but even then, you should be kind of okay. You want to go? Go ahead. She's had enough. She doesn't want. Now, the difference between a dog and a child is when you're doing something with a child. Let's say I'll be doing also with the dog. I'm trying to keep her interested, but she can choose. She doesn't have to be. Oh, you're going to stay with us, but she doesn't really want to watch this. Okay, he's fiddling around. He's 1 year old. What I had for my children is books that you can touch and feel that made noise. They're called, what are they called exactly? Cloth books. And they're beautiful, they're colorful, and the baby can touch them. They have different textures, and they make noise. And it's very good for their tactile senses, and they can actually touch it because at this age, his developmental stage, his attention span is like really like a fly. And he really loves to interact. And even as we get older, how long can you listen to a person? And at this age, though, they're just all about touching, tasting, experiencing, and multisensory. And she chose a book that's very weird because it's very ambiguous and it looks like she doesn't really understand what she's reading. Because when you read a book to a child, you should know what you're reading. So this book, Duck Rabbit, is about ambiguity. You don't know if it's a rabbit or a duck. And it's really good for, I would say, 3 years old and up. But at an age where he doesn't know what a duck or a rabbit is, it doesn't make sense. And I'm guessing that the reason he likes the book is because he likes to touch things. I don't think it has anything to do with him choosing a book. Sorry to say, at 1 year old.
Going to read?
With all due respect.
Duck, Rabbit.
Okay. It sort of doesn't have much of a message or concepts.
It's not a duck, that's a rabbit.
I got confused. I think she's very good at confusing because I don't know. Is it a duck? Is it a rabbit? Now, when you know what a duck is or a rabbit, it can be fun. But if you don't even know it...
Can you turn the page? What happens after that? Are you kidding me? It's totally a duck. It's for sure a rabbit. What's on the next page?
I think she got it confused.
See?
I'm
Here's
confused.
his bill. What are you talking about? Those are his ears, silly.
He's crying because he's confused too. You're confusing him, baby.
Bread.
And look, she's looking at...
Turn the page. Is that the piece of bread?
She doesn't really make a lot of eye contact.
It's a rabbit, and he's about to eat a carrot. Let's go to the next page. Look, Arch. That's the cover. Let's go to the next page. Wait, listen. Did you hear that? I heard duck sounds. That's funny. I distinctly heard rabbit sounds. Now the duck is wading through the swamp. No, the rabbit is hiding in the grass. There, see? Look, Archie. It's flying. Flying. It's hopping. Let's turn the page. Look, the duck is so hot, he's getting a drink of water. No, the rabbit is so hot, he's cooling off his ears. That's the sun, and what's that? Fish. Fish. Let's turn the page. Let's see what else happens. Look at the duck through my binoculars. Sorry, still a rabbit. Let's turn the page. Then what happens? Let's turn the page. Here, ducky, ducky. Here, you cute little rabbit. Oh, great. You scared him away. Archie, look, you didn't scare him away. I didn't scare him away. You scared him away.
Look at this huge diaper. I mean, sorry. He needs to change his diaper.
You know, maybe you were right. Maybe it was a rabbit. Thing is, now I'm actually thinking, that it was a duck.
And if I was a 1-year-old, I'd be so confused.
That it was a duck.
I'm confused in
Well,
my
anyway,
age.
now what do you want to do? What happened? I don't know. What do you want to do? Hey, look! An anteater! That's no anteater. That's a brachiosaurus. Let's turn the page. What's next? The end.
Yay! The end! Woo!
Good job!
Good job, she says to herself. What did he do? He was sitting without moving. I have to say he's really cute. And on that, I remember I have to quote a friend of mine, what she said to a taxi driver who took us all over town instead of taking us home because he couldn't figure out where the address was. She said, "You have one job to do, and you can't even do that." Sorry. There was not a great choice for a book. He's a cute kid.
Duck rabbit.
He is adorable. I just wish she had a better choice and stopped looking at the camera instead of her own child. So this is what I would have chosen. What I used to read to my kids, Goodnight Moon, because it actually has educational purpose of working on language building. Margaret Wise Brown is an amazing writer, and pictures as well. And let's get to it then, shall we? And I'm not really having eye contact with my reader either. But this is the book I love. I would choose for her, for Archie. Goodnight Moon by Margaret Wise Brown, and it's a full moon tonight. In the great green room, there was a telephone and a red balloon and a picture of, what is the picture of? The cow jumping over the moon. There were 3 little bears sitting on chairs and 2 little kittens and a pair of mittens and a little toy house and a young mouse and a comb and a brush and a bowl full of mush and a quiet old lady whispering, "Hush." Good night, room. Good night, moon. Good night, cow jumping over the moon. Good night, lights. And the red balloon. Good night, bears. Good night, chairs. Good night, kittens. Good night, mittens. Good night, clocks. Clocks. Good night, socks. Good night, little house. And good night, mouse. Good night, comb. Good night, brush. Good night now, buddy. Good night, Mush. And good night to the old lady, whispering, hush. Good night, stars. Good night, air. Good night, noises. Everywhere. Isn't this beautiful? The end.